ACMS Gaming here once again, and back with another Sword Online Hollow Realization playthrough. Now, there is going to be something that I am going to say, but I played the game in behind the scenes, and well, we can easily say that I played a little bit head off camera. And so where I'm at is I have to find info on Premier's quest. But the reason why I played behind or off camera is actually because this is also a game I enjoy playing in my free time. The reason I can't create two different saves is because the game doesn't allow it. And I would have used a different profile, however I'm not in the mood to create a different profile for whenever I want to play specific games. And so, you're probably going to see different jump cuts. But then, yeah, it might sound like it might sound like a bad idea, or bad playthroughs, but hey, it's my channel, it's my game, so I do what I want with it. And whichever part we're in the game, we're in that part of the game. So, if you want to figure it out yourself, play the game yourself. So I gotta find the info on Premier's quest, and here's where I'm at. All the way over here at the lake here. And this is what the area looks like. We have a lot of crabs. They're really crabby. Yeah, that's a joke right there, so haha. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of those jokes. Because they're very much on the nose, and honestly, why would you say them? Here's the lake path, but as you can see, I have to be doing a solo playthrough, which means most of the lines are going to be said by my character only. That castle is gigantic. Sheesh, it is big. Maybe I should try and make my way over there. Now, the game actually has different dialogue for different characters, meaning they prepared for every single character in the friends list, except for Yui, because as you can see, she's level 1 automatically, and she doesn't have any skills whatsoever. And side notes, so Yui's the only character within all the games who does nothing, and even if she does happen to be within the game, she doesn't fight whatsoever, so she always has the basic stats. And then, even if she has a DPS stat, she can't fight. And compared to the other characters here with their weapons over here. And of course, there's also this part right here. But, all the characters happen to send a little message to you whenever you happen to get to a certain point in the game. Like, when they named Premier and learned that she's not a normal NPC, they see it right over here. And of course, this actually is a bit of a more different text. What does no setting mean? That is actually a question. And of course, there's all the characters have their own little side events here as well. I guess in the canon you who happens to do these little side quests as for the characters. Oh hey look, a named monster they actually can't damage. These are what they call roadblocks, right? Well, this was made literal. This is a literal roadblock. But you see, these characters happen to have a shield. Or at least a few of them. which means there are players who don't know how to overlevel. So I gotta figure out a way to get this guy. Hey, and the game happens to show you right over here. You see, some enemies happen to carry little items that you have to pick up. Hold on. I think we happen to have a few idiots. Now, I might seem to over-leveled automatically, but that's because I want to be over-leveled. It namely allows me to have a sense of superiority over these enemies. And yeah, I would be leveling like normal. But I also found out that in Sword Art Online games, they're meant to be hard from the beginning. Oh hey, these are swimmers. Well, knowledge acquired. So now I got some info. But here's where you want to go. So over to this named monster right here, the King Claw, Lord of the Lake. Oh, if you're the Lord of the Lake, that must be the Lord of the Sword. And as you can see, I targeted a part of this enemy that would be unusual. Namely his claw. Why would I attack the claw? It's because that happens to be the main point of the enemy. If you happen to take it out, it makes the enemy do less damage. Well, so I'm pretty sure I might be wrong about how the area I'm meant to be at, but hey, I'm doing farming. Even though I don't gain much experience, I still gain experience. Also, here's how you charge up, which happens to restore all your SP when you're at the start of the game without any SP boosting items. Shell parry. This is something that happens to be still exclusive to some enemies, but it works as your parry skill. A hit potion. That's actually kind of useful. Potions happen to be a type of item that you would normally expect to have. Also, here are little emotions, but here's the thing. You don't need those. So you just go to your set palette, and then if you go down, you'll see all these. You should just remove them because they're not going to be useful ever. Or when you're in a solo game. It allows you to have more room for items that actually are useful. And the reason I say this is because I happen to have come across a point where I had no room in my main palette for items that I actually needed. So I decided to get rid of those emotions and communication and items, and so I had more room for my items. So on the minimap here, the place we want to go is that bottom right hand corner. That's where we have to go because the game wants us to explore. At first, it might seem a little odd to explore an area that isn't within this area, if that sentence made sense to you. If it didn't, well, I apologize for not making sense. But this game was not as open world because you couldn't go swimming. This is something I didn't come across in the Sword Art Online series until SAO OAL. Yes, there are acronyms for every single whole game in the series. SAO, SAO, OALO, OGGO, and SAO-AL. But each game has its own acronym and blah 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 blah. SAO HF, SAO, OSALOS, is SAOHR, or an SAOAL. Or an SAO versus his AW is not technically a Sword Art Online game. Even though it takes place in Sword Art Online, it's technically a collab, which means it's both an SAO game and an Excel World game. And I don't know if Excel World has it. I'm gonna have to check that out later. But here comes a new type of enemy. The Insectoids. As you can see, they're kind of slow, meaning I can just walk by and not fear them. And just immediately turn around and two-shot. Or one-shot, like catch them by surprise. But the reason why I chose to be strong is, again, superiority, but also not having to worry about enemies. He's disrupting the flow of the story. Basically, if you want to go through the entire story uninterrupted, and you should actually do that low level 80 boost. Also, this is how you fly. If you want to recover quickly, just do this. And immediately dash, because you'll recover the rest you need like 20 seconds. Or maybe half that time, like 10 seconds at most. And I guess I should also explain something. Every enemy here happens to be different and unique. But another thing I should say is that, well, first I'm tired, but I'm always tired, so that's not really an excuse. Also, there's a cat on the stream, but I don't have my webcam on. And so, can we get a hashtag cat on the stream? Even because my cat happens to be here at the moment. Ignored by a cat. That seems to make way too much sense. But if you don't know where to do it already, or you just joined, I am ACMS Gaming, and this is a Sword Art Online Hollow Realization, aka my favorite game in the series, aka the one game that actually is open world. Car on the screen! Hashtag car on the street! Hashtag car on the street, everyone. Hey, look, a lost brain golem. I wonder what made it that. That's like cow string. I'm pretty sure it's string, Super Gaming. You typed in string. And I don't see any cats on the screen here. Do you? Giant parts. Oh, I got some. Let's see. It's called the giant part. Is there anything for a golem? That's what I've been looking for. You just can't get this right today, huh, Super Shade Gaming? Then again, if you happen to be using a phone, it makes a lot of sense that you'll have a lot of typos. So, hashtag cat on the stream, and we'll be getting over to someplace else. Finally, I got it right. 5th time's the charm, I see. So, here we go, off to the next area. Meow, 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 meow. Also, it doesn't matter if you walk into it, dash into it, run into it, jump into it. It's going to take the same amount of time to load. But within this game, there's DLC that have to take place in, and so make sure to do that after the main story. However, this does also offer a few minor inconsistencies. First off, there needs to be some requirements that I have to do to actually get a specific type of skill. This skill is usually referred to as dual wielding, and this is something you normally have at the start of the game. However, this game in particular is actually the one game in where you don't have dual wielding at the start of when the game actually starts. Now I say that because in Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice, it is the second game to not give it to you at the start, but you have it and when the game actually starts. The first part of the game is more like a Alicization with just one extra added character. I'll make sure to do a playthrough of that game as well as the other games in the series. But the one thing I have to do within this game is land a sword skill 1,000 times. Theoretically, if I wanted to get that at the start of this game, I would need to kill 1,000 enemies. And considering I can do that with ease, I have my work cut out for me. And I can unleash the sword skill, like... Okay, so I have 300 SP, I can unleash it around... I'd say I'd be able to unleash the skill 6 times? Times 7? I ain't too sure because I don't do well with mental math. That is something that is honestly kind of hard. But there is a silver lining. It says land a sword skill 1,000 times. The number of hits it does will also count because it's part of the sword skill. Meaning if I unleashed my ultimate skill 3 times, and that skill hits around 10 times, I'd be getting 30 hits in it. But there's also coming to account the boss's HP bars and how quickly they die. But allow me to show a little hint to enemy names. You see how the name is white? That shows this enemy is not a threat to me whatsoever and I can easily take it out. The next thing to know is that the enemies will also easily take me out if they had red names. Those are enemies that are a complete threat and you should probably avoid them by yourself. If you have a team that consists of a tank, I think you should be fine as long as the tank doesn't go down. In short, do not solo red enemies. Deep red enemies are enemies you cannot hope to beat whatsoever, or you should avoid them entirely. Now on to the players. Players of green names are legit players who play the game without cheating. In yellows These are probably players who cheat a little bit, but don't cheat out the game entirely. Now, red name players are players who cheat every part of the game, have cheated gear, and it should probably be reported. Now, there is a silver lining, and that is sometimes the players cheat to help other players. It's kind of hard to tell, but it also ruins the game for everyone, so don't cheat, people. Play the game legitimately, like as green team players. But I guess there is something that I should say. Is that this game has a secret hard mode that you probably don't know about. You know Premier, how she's an NPC? The game would not allow you to let her die. Okay, that is something to guarantee. Which means if you have Premier out on your party, that's a typical hard mode. And of course I'll be right back so I'm gonna grab myself a snack. And I'm back, people. Oh, but I would admit, streamers do get hungry sometimes in the middle of their streams. So they don't try to let it disrupt the gameplay. And of course, if it sounds quiet, it's probably because the controller's like I'd say a 2 teen-sized hands away from my face. And here's a boss. Or technically a mini-boss. And yes, there are patterns to these bosses. Every boss has its own little pattern and it indicates their move. Like this smash here, you can avoid it easily. And this move right here is technically a smash move, but I don't have to worry about it. Artillery cannon. This is indicated by a rectangle. And now I'm going to use my ultimate move twice. Okay, and deal some good damage to the enemy. And the enemy defeated. And that's a bingo! Whew. We managed to take it down. Now, in hindsight, the game is meant for you to have a party, but I don't. Let's keep going. Purpose accomplished. Ah. This is what I call a maze area. Because unless you don't have your minimap out, like fully, you may sometimes never know where you're going. Did you really think that was gonna work? Now, a little something to know about HP. in SAO, it does not regen automatically. It's the type of thing that you should always keep a track of no matter what. Which includes, and is not limited to, the only way to recover HP is by using potions or using in heal skills. Now you can see I've activated first person mode. This is technically you do through VR. And this is actually what they would call an interesting type of gameplay. Where you're in first person, can't see what's behind you or in front of you. And the reason why I don't use it is because it covers up this good-looking face. But in VR, that's technically how you would see the world. Oh hey, these people are having trouble with this enemy, so let me just steal the kills! I've always enjoyed stealing kills from other players. Except wait, they aren't actual players. They're just player characters that were created by other players. There's further use of and not limited to making friends with, using in battle, and using as alternative ways to gain strength. They also have guilds. And while looking at myself, I don't think I have a guild. Now, here are all the different types of fusions. What are fusions? There are skills that allow you to use every bit of that category's skills. Which of course are not limited to the moves that you would normally find on your person. Oh, did I forget to mention that there are some skills that you want to keep to yourself. Banishment here is a skill that I guess is meant to take the form of the skill that you would use in place of your parry skill. Your parry skill costs 50 SP and its recast is 3 seconds. And you'll gain 100 SP when successful. Banishment, on the other hand, uses a large amount of SP, but increases parry time and grants abilities to parry powerful attacks. There's another form of this called Perfect Parry. I think that's a shield or exclusive skill, however, and you need a shield to use it. Yep, use your shield to deftly parry powerful attacks, and you ordinarily could not. And yet I know I'm being attacked here, but I do not care. Blistering Assault awakens the true spirit of offense. Since this is an attacker skill fusion level 5 exclusive, there's also Limit and Elimination. And it's an AoE skill, 4% and HP, in 3 second I guess, I have no idea what that's meant to be, but I'm just gonna tank this enemy's attacks as I go and replace some of my skills, namely my parry skill, with his banishment, because technically this is the best and parry you can get in the game without needing a shield. So I think it's used to. Ooh, parry attacks when you don't want to attack. So technically you could actually use it as the ultimate parry skill for parry challenges. Basically, I knew someone was going to say that. As you can see, I took no damage there. Why was that? I have no idea. I'm probably resistant to Drain Storm because I don't take damage. Look, I took 1 damage. Doesn't do much as use. Unless your name was Parry and you use parry skills, it would technically be Parry the Parrying Genius. Wordplay! Oh, by the way, a little known hint for this game. You don't have to fight every battle. Just fight until you're at the highest level of the area and then move on. Or you could do the genius move of kill every enemy until no one is left. Then you might want to worry about some things. And of course this is what I actually look like, and this is what I look like at the moment because I have not changed anything. Now, technically this is the gear you're meant to have throughout the majority of this point of the game. And technically, I actually kind of like this outfit more than this. Sure, this is meant to be the ultimate upgrade format, but I don't really like it. This is a lot better because it shows who's more of the outfit. It honestly just does better, and sure, it does decrease my stats, but I got a sword to make up for it. Because I can't really get hit if I'm just one-shotting every enemy. Genius, eh? And technically I have a long sword, which was made by Elizabeth, and that was very kind of her. And I have this short sword, but I prefer this weapon. Then here's a dagger. As you can see, daggers go on the side. But I prefer this. And would this technically be called a flight suit? I don't know. And if it was, I'd probably still be a drag. Yes, I just self-roasted myself. Because flight suits are made to reduce drag, and yet I'm still somehow one. That's what they call a self-roast, and honestly you can just say hashtag self-roast. Is it raining? Earthquake, explosion, and they could be the same thing. Especially since some explosions cause earthquakes. Big brain time. Yeah, look, it's raining. Talk about rain on our... Huh? What? Just zooming by all these guys. But my god. More tremors? Doesn't feel like okay. There's nine up ahead. Let's check it out. Ta-da! Hope you enjoyed that little trick. It's called a turnaround. It's where you turn around and defeat your enemies. Shock Scorpion, I'm going to turn around and you're going to have to duck because once I turn around, you're going to get hit by this blade. Okay? Oh, that's exterminate your entire race. Hashtag freeze a moment. Oh, hey, that's where the shouting came from. I mean, you gotta admit, that was kind of a Frieza moment. And because I decided I would exterminate a scorpion and race. Heh. Hey! Okay, there's something about these skeletons you should know. They actually auto-attack. Basically, these are assault skeletons. If you get close to them, they will automatically attack you. Which means you have to you'll be the first to attack them, otherwise this will happen. See? He just tried to slash me just now. Now, which means, as soon as they aggro onto you, they will strike. Which means it's just a matter of striking first. Basically, you gotta play samurai with these guys. Be the first to strike, otherwise, you'll end up being the one who gets hit first. Get back down here. What are you doing up there? There's no place for a skeleton. You belong underground, and with the rest of your kin. All these rocks are blocking the way. Really? Now, they are going to show you where the materials are. And you can actually figure it out by going over to the map here. This will show you where you have to go. Oh, and I can use the teleportation skill to teleport automatically. Kitty toe beans? It's probably because of the outfit. I mean, there's enough kitty toe. Which means they would technically be called kitty toe beans. These beans are made for stuffing. Hashtag geekosity. Which, by the way, you should check them out. They do stupid stuff. And they also happen to play board games. And he said, no, they aren't bored all the time. Instead, they board all the time. because they're playing board games. I just got the audience away. I'm pretty sure my joke just scared the audience. I guess I'm just that good at joking around. Bored. So wait, does that mean the board is bored? What? But yeah. Now within this game, it is open world. There are a few labyrinth sections like this, but the reason for it is actually kind of surprising. You see, this is the entire map of the area. As you can see, some areas are unmarked, others not so much. But you may notice a few strange circles. Oh dear, level 93, I didn't think we could take that one. But the reason for why is actually because you technically have to deal with many different types of enemies or something. These labyrinth areas are filled to the brim with enemies because it's meant to be a Sword Art Online game, meaning you fight, you win, you level up, you gain all kinds of abilities and powers and such and such. Hashtag cow on the stream. And thank you, Cool Dance Level 11. And spread the word that the cat has been on the stream. Also, let's get a hashtag release the bogus. It's because the bogus has been released. Board. And hashtag release the bogus. This is a little inside joke. Basically, Release the Bogus was a meme and that came from Punch-Out on the Wii. And originated from one of the missed phrases that Super Macho Man says. Bogus. And one of his moves, he literally would say, release the, and he would say, hey, bogus is wee. He'd say bogus, and it became a meme because he says, release the bogus. And it became a long-lasting meme that everyone looks for in a Punch-Out video. Basically, you can't have a Punch-Out video without releasing the bogus. Sometimes people will deliberately try to get the bogus release because it's a Punch-Out video. And this has been meme history with ACMS. Yes, you can now say you learned something from a YouTube video about video games. I've been talking for 44 minutes. That has been impressive, even though I've had a few second pauses here and there. Now, it's usually because I'm either adding a period, a comma, or just the usual. I don't know what the usual is, so let somebody shut up about it. last week. Yeah! No. Hashtag the usual. Yes. To every no, there is a yes. And to every yes, there is a no. I think we just got a paradox going on up in here. Or because people would say yes to no's and no's to yes. And so technically, yeah, give me a moment. Alright, so if someone has no to sharing up about something, but someone says yes to sharing about the person that said no, but the person who said yes will probably be shut up by someone who says no. Oh, and they'll retaliate with a yes, as in the person who said no will retaliate with a no, and whoa, that just got a little weird. We're back there. Hey yo, Asana, Lisbeth. Hey girls, what's up? Fancy meeting you here. We were just looking for you. You're about the goddess statue in Salvado's ruins? Goddess statue? No, can't say I have. Apparently a tiny temple fell out of nowhere and landed in those ruins. Inside there's a shrine of some sort of goddess statue. You're on it. What? Wow, cool. I guess it fell from one of the upper levels. Wait a minute, this is a spoiler warning! Hey, never mind, close your eyes! Hey, this is something that we're not meant to see yet. This is a spoiler. Dude! Well, that was very nice. Okay, I'm seeing prime materials necessary for gunpowder. Am I supposed to find materials necessary for gunpowder if I can't find materials necessary for gunpowder? So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck. Hold on, let me think of something. And I know there's something in the back of my head that's telling me to go further into the mines. Okay, hear me out. What if I go to the top left of the zone over there? There might be something over there. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Can we get a hashtag kitty toe beans? Even though there's a hashtag kitty toe beans, let's get a hashtag kitty toe beans. Yes. Yes. Hashtag kitty toe beans. These beans are made to be overpowered. Should we get a hashtag mop on a mop? Yep, we just got mops, people. But we'll get used to it because this is going to be happening a lot. And because Super Shade Gaming and Cool Dan 1211 happen to work together, they're to play Subnautica. So please do go subscribe to them both. Now, if you watch Super Shade Gaming's streams, and you'll get a kick out of them. Trust me. He failed way more times than usual. Or just trying to get past one area with poison jellyfish. Hashtag true story. Ah. Found where I have to go. And now freeze. There is something that I do want to say. First off, the gear I have is technically a limited edition item. Because this is the only item in the game that only gets used once, and it's technically meant to be used for the entire point of the story until you have to get it upgraded. Which means this item right here is something that you cannot get after a certain point in the story. And you can't keep it either, or the story requires you to upgrade it. However, this item right here is a true variant in what you're actually meant to have. Having technically, it makes sense. This is basically the beginner's gear, and this is what you use for the remainder of the story. But this is the cooler variant because of how less it actually has. And now back to the game. And because I don't want to keep talking forever, or since really I've been talking for like 53 minutes now. Now hashtag having a lot of breath, am I right? But technically I have been taking breaths in between here and there, so blah 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 blah. Oh, hey look! Dragons. I mean lizards. Well, the story is you have to help this NPC, a girl called Premier, who actually is a NPC that's not meant to be in the game yet. We're in the beta portion of the story, which means the game has yet to properly be released. And we have a few beta testers here, and the main character, Kirito, who has to help this NPC figure out what her true purpose is. The only problem was that she had everything set to null, or non-existent, like a void. And because she had no settings, she had to learn from scratch on what her destiny was, what she actually wanted. And I'm not going to tell anything after that because those are spoilers. But I will say that Premier is someone who's constantly learning, like a human being. So if you put in a TLDR, our NPC girl will try to figure out her own purpose like humans. Which of course is way too relatable to us humans as a whole. And of course I'm silent because I'm letting people actually type to give their own little opinions. Unfortunately, no, it does not. The game does not match the anime in any shape or form. It takes inspiration from the anime. Okay, so, for example, well, the first game in Sword Art Online in Hollow Fragments, and it's basically a what-if scenario. Oh. It basically explores what the other her 27 floors were. Not 27, 25 floors. Starting from floor 76, you have to explore around to figure out why the game is breaking. In the TLDR version of events are explained in the first episode. Well, the first stream of this game. And so if you want to know the TLDR of it, a game-breaking bug happened, and everyone was forced to complete all 100 floors. But because of this bug, it ran an access into other games, which brought 2 other characters that technically weren't meant to be in that game into that game. The next game to follow was Lost Song. However, technically, it's also their first time going into ALO. Instead of having the fairy dance arc. Which some people will say kind of sucked, but I'll admit, the Kirito design was actually pretty cool. It was unique, and something that we never really experienced from him. But, and I am gonna say one thing. Despite the art being kinda trash, and the designs of the characters weren't. They should actually bring back the fairy dance arc design of Kirito for a future arc of Sword Art Online. And because I would actually like to see that. But the anime goes with 75 floors of Sword Art Online and one fairy dance with a complete trash ball named Sugu, which is not the same guy, which is not the same person as Lifa, but we all know how Japanese names are. You can have the same Japanese first name, but not for the same Japanese last name. And then we had an extra episode after we had an extra episode movie which recapped the entire story and gave fan service. And then we had Kirito going into Gun Gale Online, and he never actually got a design that matched himself perfectly. And that is something I'm going to tell you for sure. And after that, he got to experience AOO in its own arc with Asuna, with Yuki. And after that, we went into the underworld, which is a unique experience by itself. But I'm just recapping different arcs, so I'm not telling the full story. My favorite SAO game is this game for sure, because there's actually a lot to do in it, and you actually have to work for the items that you need or want. The only annoying part is the dragons flying. That's the one thing that I'm never gonna enjoy ever, because it basically breaks your own combos and therefore breaks your own damage multiplier. But for a first-time player, I would actually tell you to play Fatal Bullet first. And this is actually a game that was advertised by the anime. In the very first episode of Alicization, and they advertised Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Because technically, this actually shows you an alternative story with your own created character, or your own original character and your own original AI character. And you get to meet 2 other original characters as well as an entire cast of characters from the anime, and even a few originals within that area as well. But the story itself is actually pretty amazing, and it brings back every character you can think of into the game, and including the game series original characters. There's like Straya, Philia, and Premier. Although there's 2 other characters that are in this game specifically that do not appear or in Fatal Bullet, both of which I'm not going to spoil. Well, sometimes I just don't have the time to just give a quick, hey, I'm live, on Discord, because, again, I have a strict schedule, so I have to pretty much be on here for a majority of the time. But after I'm done streaming, I'll make sure to pop back in. But hey, welcome to the stream. If you don't know what we're doing, we're actually playing through more of Sword Art Online. And there's Super Shade Gaming giving you a good old welcome. Wait a minute. Which way am I going again? Oh wait, this way. Even with the map up there, I still can't find my way. Basically, I was going after 2 specific items to make gunpowder. You know, the stuff that's used in guns. And which, by the way, I do not advertise those, and I would not recommend using them. It's good to always have one in the house sometimes, but you never know who could be stupid enough to use one. And so I would recommend just having weapons like swords or bow staffs. It's basically anything that you can use to defend yourself from people who break in. But within the game here, I'm actually looking for stuff. Well, that's kind of a shame. Guess you should charge them. I mean, of course, I don't have my phone with me, so I can't exactly type in things. And so, you'll just have to re-watch the stream, even though you can't really hear that. So, I guess this is just more of a gameplay to you specifically. Wait a minute, it's 12:10 already? Holy cow. I guess I'll just slow down on the text points. Oh, I never noticed this. But when you jump, you make a little clink sound, which means the sword is probably reacting to the jump. But, of course, our SAO Super Shade Gaming can say that you can always ask questions about the game, and I can actually give my own responses. There's my phone.
You're welcome.
Well, guess I can actually start typing in and stuff. So, one moment. Basically, you can always ask questions about the game, and I will answer up. So please, do feel free to ask.
Hashtag cat on the stream.
Yeah, hashtag cat on the stream.
Hashtag board. Hashtag green.
5 viewers. Welcome. People, I'm ACMS Gaming, and I'm playing Sword Online Hollow Realization.
Hashtag Cutie. Hashtag Cutie.
Yeah, now we did actually forget about Sonic, aka movie Sonic. Even though we did actually forget about that character, or I guess it was kind of inevitable, because it's hard to keep track of so many characters.
Right.
But of course, I am also giving answers here on the voice-over commentary.
What is Kitty Toe Beans?
Kitty Toe Beans, they were made for stalking.
I thought they were made for gossip.
Actually, they were made for stalking because that's the joke.
Hashtag
And one person left. Huh. I guess I'm not that entertaining. And they're lost because they're missing the most entertainment they can get out of an overpowered character in a world that feels like take out of the mortal plane. Wait a minute. This isn't a plane. Oh, the reason I started over? Because I want to make an entirely new playthrough once again, and to beat my favorite game once again.
But why are you playing?
Well, why am I playing it?
Why aren't you?
You're not making sense.
Why aren't you playing the new profile?
I am playing a new profile.
What?
This is it.
Why do you have every single thing?
I don't. Sheesh. You confuse me more than the cats.
Yeah. Hashtag cat. His ACMS.
But yeah, I'll probably end the stream up here, even though it is just 1 hour of progress. As I'm not always going to be making long streams. Sure, 1 hour, it seems like a long time, but that passes by quicker than the sun going down.
I'm doing 2 hours and a half. Actually, I'm doing 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Well, I guess I should probably make a custom status that says if I don't respond in like 5 minutes or more, or I'm probably live streaming. But at least I charged your headphones, or at least got some headphones connected. Hopefully they don't die in like 5 seconds. But I'm ending off the stream here, sadly, because I don't want to get a long time without him in this time, but I will go for a longer stream tomorrow. Oh, and a bit of advice is when when you're going through life, always smell the roses. They don't bloom that often. And yeah. Thank you all for watching. And of course, I'll see you within the next world. Or should I say, hey, I'll see you in Gun Gale Online.